I'd like to first start by thanking my Uncle JB for introducing me into football. I don't know who I would be today without football. There are so many life lessons I've learned throughout this sport and couldn't be more appreciative. More importantly, I would love to thank my mother for putting in all the hard work and sacrifices required for me to stay in a better place and position that I am in today. Thankful to have done it at a place like Mount Lebanon. It's the first time in my life I have been supported from all angles and proved that I can be great at something. One thing I miss most about the program is having Thursday night team dinners. I think that could have been something big for us this year so that we can connect with each other more than when we were able to. Mount Lebanon is a place where if you aren't into the cause 100%, then you aren't in at all. Every single person on the team has treated me like their brother, and I want to thank Coach Palgo for that because he holds everyone accountable while allowing for us players, men, and teammates to build strong relationships in the eyes of a goal. Thanks to Coach Palco, Coach Nee, and Coach Reiser for always helping to improve and develop me as a football player and man on and off the field while making sure we are healthy and prepared to go for the team. A huge thank you to my guidance counselor, Miss Lee J, for always making sure I am on top of my grades and helping me get through certain situations and rough times. Some advice I have for the little homies is to stay hungry, keep working hard, and always play for each other. There's no better feeling than winning games when everyone's all in it to win. There are so many things I would do just to have one more game under the lights with my family. I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else. Thank you so much to the whole Mount Lebanon football program for making our senior year possible. Blue Devil for life.
Number 4, Maurice Plummer, running back, D-back, 3-year letter winner, was selected honorable mention all conference as a D-back. Words that come to mind: loyal, thoughtful, resilient. Coach Nee?
Yeah, I've got to know Mo since I've gotten here, so over 2 years. So me and him have created a nice little relationship, I guess you could say. The one thing about Mo I definitely want to say is, you know, the last 7 weeks that we had with him, I mean, that was kind of the Mo that we know he could be. He was attentive. He was on time. He was having fun, I think, for the first time in a long time. So, Mo, whatever you did for that 7 weeks, the biggest thing is I hope we continue for the rest of your high school career and once you go to college.
Coach Feeler?
You know, this is the one I was most excited to talk about. Looking in the summer, you know, Mo wasn't a guy that was really high on my radar as far as a guy that was playing. He was kind of down the depth chart, but he just kept grinding. And then you talk about the brotherhood that you guys picked as our word. You know, Mo needed that brotherhood halfway through, but he just kept on grinding. You talk about a guy who maybe be 3rd, 4th on the depth chart at the end of the season. He scored a touchdown by working, doing all the things we asked him to do, and then learning how to run outside zone the right way. Stuck his foot in the ground, scored the touchdown to send us to overtime and get that number 2 seed. So this is Mo Plummer's that guy that we want to make sure people try to emulate. Just keep on grinding and be a good brother to everybody.
Mo plans to attend Bethany College and major in construction management and secure a job he loves to do. He will continue his football career, plus eventually become a coach. Come back and share your success with us.
To start, I would like to thank my family for their relentless support, not only throughout my time playing football, but also in helping me grow into the man I am today. I especially want to thank my mom. Nothing I have done is possible without you. Next, I would like to thank my coaches for taking significant time away from their families every day to teach and strengthen our team. Our coaches spent hours to make sure practice and game film had notes on each play to help us improve. Your unwavering commitment to our success will not be forgotten. I would like to thank Mr. B. All of your work behind the scenes does not go unnoticed. Thank you, Coach Reiser, for training and helping us develop into the best version of ourselves. Your dedication to our team is a huge factor in our success. Coach Reiser's weekly workout schedules allowed us to get stronger and faster over the lockdown. He he continuously worked to improve the training and to keep us healthy. Thank you for leading us to be our best. Next, I would like to thank Coach Palco. Coach Palco is one of the hardest working people I've met, and he doesn't do any of it for his own gain. He works hard because he wants to see us win. Thank you for the countless hours you put towards our team. You have not only made us better football players, but also better men. Lastly, I would like to thank all my teammates for their steady devotion towards our success. In a year of surprises and controversy, our team has truly stayed united. Through the spring meetings, summer workouts, and 3 shutdowns, everyone had faith in our team and continued to show up to get better. This year we learned a lot about facing adversity and battling like there is no tomorrow. Thank you to all my teammates for making Mount Lebanon football so special. I will cherish the time I spent playing with you guys forever.
Number 6, Owen McGeary, tight end, D-end, 1-year letter winner. Words that come to mind: passionate, courageous, resourceful.
Another one of the Lebo guys who worked hard in every sport he played, and he kind of wanted to know which sport he should play: basketball, baseball, football, and he worked hard in any sport that he did play. We enjoyed having him on the team. Highly intelligent. Sometimes he tried to run the meetings, believe it or not. And he was a great teammate to have. I wish him all the best, and I hope that he comes back to see us soon.
I had the privilege of getting to know OMAC real well last year as a junior, as an inside backer. While he did make the move to the D-line this year, our relationship stayed the course. I got to check in with him often and always enjoy swapping stories and busting each other's chops a little bit. Is a highly intelligent guy, very hardworking, eager to get in there and make a play whenever he gets the chance. He's observant, considerate, engaged at all times. Always smiling and enjoying the moment. Always enjoy my interactions with OMAC and wish him nothing but the best.
Owen plans to attend Pitt, major in pre-med, and work in orthopedics.
I'd like to start off by thanking my family, teammates, and coaches for being with me throughout my high school football career. There have been so many great lessons taught and knowledge that I've learned that will help me to shape myself as a person in my everyday life today and in the future. Furthermore, the unforgettable experiences and memories that have happened in my time here will always be remembered, and I'd like to thank everyone for creating these moments each and every season. Even though I personally couldn't finish out the season with the team, I could see the work being put in, and I'm proud of the team as a whole for being resilient and overcoming some major obstacles throughout this season. From start to finish, this team dealt with adversity and learned how to handle it. This team is only getting closer and better as the years go on, and I can't wait to see how great Mount Lebanon football will be in the future.
Number 11, Ronan Donnelly, tight end, linebacker, 1-year letter winner. Words that come to mind: steadfast, loyal, modest.
Not only was Ronan smart, he was athletic and literally explosive. He could jump probably one of the highest verticals on the team. And when he wanted to, he brought a lot of explosiveness to his tackles in his game. Ronan was polite, team-oriented, and I enjoyed having him. Wish him all the best in whatever he decides to do.
Really felt for Ronan over the past couple of seasons. I know at the end of last year and then all throughout this year, always battling illness, injury, and whatnot. But it didn't get the best of him. I know I got to talk to him regularly throughout this past season, and it was one of those where, as much as it wasn't what he wanted, he was able to continue to persevere and see the brighter side of things. As Coach King said, he is a highly intelligent guy. When we were having our quarantine meetings back in April, May, June, July, whatnot, I was devoting about 15 minutes a day to the inside backers. And I noticed with Ronan, after about 2 minutes each time, that he knew everything that he needed to do. I said, thank you very much and have a good day, and we were done. So that guy's got a great mind on him, and I wish him nothing but the best.
Ronan plans to attend a 4-year university and study something in the STEM field. Come back and share your success with us.
As I am looking back on my time spent as a Mount Lebanon football player, I am not reminded of our losses or mistakes I made. All that I am reminded of is how much fun I had with my teammates and being a part of this program. I will always be extremely thankful for my parents allowing me to start football at such a young age, because I truly do not know what type of person I would have been without football in my life. My parents have been there by my side through it all and have always been my #1 supporters. I cannot thank them enough for all they have done. They have made countless amounts of sacrifice for me to just be able to play and be at every game I've had. The game has taught me more than any class in school or any teacher ever could. I was blessed with some of my favorite people as coaches, in which some are in the seats today as parents and some still sit as coaches. To them, I will always be thankful because they have been a constant influence in my everyday life. Not only was I taught about football, however, I learned so many important life lessons that I will use every day. And to my teammates, we will always be brothers. I love you. Thank you so much for making these last few years great. To everybody else who helps make Mount Lebanon football work, I thank you. Your work helps kids like me grow into men.
Number 13, Pat Dunn, 2-year letter winner. Words that come to mind: driven, motivated, loyal.
You know, the thing I liked about Pat, Pat wore my number 13, so it took a lot of pride that I saw Pat playing with reckless abandon. Whenever he went in there, he was running full speed. Whether he knew what he was doing or not, that's what we asked you guys to do, is play on 100%. If you're going to make a mistake, make it full speed running, and you saw that on offense and special teams especially, and I'm sure defense as well, just playing with reckless abandon, and I love that.
Yeah, I'm extremely proud of Pat. You know, he came a very long way between his junior and senior year. You know, he was tough. He was hard-nosed. He fought you every snap, just like Coach Spieler said. And the one thing with Pat was, even though he may not have started every game or may not have started any games, it didn't matter to him. He knew at some point he was going to be on the field, and he put the time in and knew exactly when his number was called, he was ready to go.
Upon graduation, Pat's not sure of which college, but will major in construction management, graduate, and come back to Pittsburgh. Come back and see us, Pat.
It's been an honor to be able to play with my teammates and under the coaches at Mount Lebanon. I couldn't have asked for a better group of guys to play with. It was most certainly different than most years with everything changing because of the virus, but we adapted it and made it a good time. I knew I was in good hands the first time I stepped in the weight room in January, and it wasn't hard being the new guy because everyone was so open and always talking to me and getting to know me. I loved everything about the program before we even got into the depths of things. In the end, we all wish things were a little different, but we did what we could, and I wish I was coming back next year because it was just such a good time. I hope us seniors made our mark in Leba history and continue to fall through all the other grades. There's some amazing leaders coming up in the grade below, and I know they will take care of business, teach the younger kids great things, and be a good role model for the future of Mount Lebanon. Again, thank you to all the amazing teammates and coaches that made this the best year it could possibly be. I'll always be there for my brothers and coaches the way that they were there for me. Again, thank you, Lebo Football, for everything.
Number 14, Trevor Barrett, fullback, linebacker, lettered every year at Lebo. Trevor was selected second team all-conference as an inside linebacker. Words that come to mind: integrity, tough, foxhole guy.
TB as an inside backer is a natural. To be quite honest, I spent most of my season doing everything I could not to mess him up. In fact, there were times I intentionally didn't tell him something just because he did things in such a natural manner. He's fearless. He's a huge competitor. He's got a nose for the football. The amount of plays that he was involved in and in on the tackle is ridiculous. Led through his toughness. I mean, heck, he played through the whole Hempfield game with a bruised kidney and didn't say a word to anybody until the next morning. The coolest thing about him, though, he really loved his team. He thoroughly enjoyed his season here at Lebo and couldn't get over how everybody rooted for each other. Very cool.
Man, Trevor is what Whippeal football, what Western Pennsylvania, what Pennsylvania football is all about. Trevor's tough-nosed. He's a grinder. He's one of those guys, those old-school guys you could put in a phone booth, and you know for sure that Trevor was going to come out on top, and he's going to do it with a smile. Anything you asked him to do, Trevor was going to do it. He was going to do it with some passion. He was going to do it with some excitement, and you knew he was going to run through a brick wall for you. I know that no matter what Trevor does, he's going to do it with unselfish, relentless passion for whatever he does, and he's going to be great. I loved having Trevor around.
Upon graduation, Trevor plans to continue his football career, major in biology, and become involved in sports medicine. Come back and share your success with us, Trev.
Underclassmen who continue to play, make the most of your time in this program, as it will be over before you know it. I am shocked at how fast my time here has gone and wish that it was still going on. Don't take any time with your teammates for granted, because they are the people you will make memories with. My best memory of being on this team was probably when we beat USC during my junior year on their home field. That feeling of being surrounded with people that truly cared about each other and were working for one common goal felt awesome. After the game, the Den stormed the field and we all gathered together to represent this community, which was an amazing feeling. Next, I would like to thank our coaches, as they have put in countless hours away from their families to make sure we were the best group of young men there was. I thank Coach Reiser for his dedication to our strength program, making sure we were in the best condition for game days. He and Coach Palco have our best interest in mind at all times. Coach Palco has taught me not to worry about how I am affected personally, but rather how we as a team have grown together over the years. I thank him for the time he has put into not only making us great football players, but great young men as well. Now, setting aside the members of the program, my parents have helped me in ways that I had not realized for a long time. I'm here to thank them and say that they have and will not go unnoticed. They have helped me throughout my high school career, and I can't even put into words how thankful I am for them being by my side.
Number 18, Cortland Peer, running back, linebacker, 2-year letter winner. Words that come to mind: optimistic, reliable, soft-spoken.
Offensively, Cortland did everything that Coach Palco threw him in to do. Didn't even blink. And I thought towards the end of the season what he was going to be remembered for were his fire calls on PAT field goal, which were always an adventure in practice. But more importantly to me, towards the end of the season, he hurts his hand, and I asked him when he was refereeing the flag football games if he could still go. He said absolutely. He didn't even blink. He was going to do whatever he could to get in there. Even with that balloon he had for his hand, he was going to do whatever he could for the team. And I know Mount Lebanon football appreciates that.
Rust! Well, Cortland, it finally took me until the end of 2020 to realize that I didn't always have to shout your name because you were always standing right behind me. You were always close by because you always wanted to get coached and get better. You went from corner, receiver, all the way to outside linebacker to running back. You were always willing to put the team first, and you wanted to make sure the team succeeded. Whether that was at the expense of you and others, you were a team-first guy, and that's going to lead to a bright future, buddy.
Cortland plans to attend a 4-year university, major in biology, and find a stable job. Hopefully they'll be back in Pittsburgh, my man.
First off, I'd like to thank my parents for everything they've done for me. Since second grade, they've been driving me to games and practices, and they've spent so much of their time just so I can play this game. They've supported me every step of the way, and I've been at every game that they could. I also want to thank my brothers, Donald and Lucas. They have always supported me, and they're great players as well, who have set a great example for what I strive to be both as a football player and as a person. I want to thank Coach Reiser because he's been such a great coach and has put so much time into this program to build it into what it is now. All the work in the offseason really paid off when the season came. I also want to thank Coach Frank, who is my position coach on both offense and defense this year. We spent almost every practice together, and he always pushed me to be my best. I want to thank every single player on this team. These guys have made all the time that we put into this team fun and worth it. I wouldn't have wanted to do it with anybody else. Lastly, I want to thank Coach Palco. Our senior class is lucky. We were able to experience what it was like before Coach Palco arrived and now. He always said that we need to change the culture here, and in 2 years, so much has already changed for the better. Because of Coach Palco, I got to experience what it's like to be part of a brotherhood, which is something you can't really find anywhere else in life. Football may be over for me, but I'll always be a Blue Devil.
Number 20, Andrew DeCaro, wide receiver, outside linebacker, 2-year letter winner. Andrew was selected as the Scholar Athlete Award for the Great American Rivalry Series versus North Allegheny.
So when I met AD 3 years ago, I became a better coach. AD is completely selfless. He'll do anything anything that you ask of him. When you need anything, he's there, either offense, defense. And it's not just in good times. He'll battle through the adversity. Injuries, his sophomore, junior year, came back, was dedicated. I'm truly excited to see where he'll go in the future because his story's just beginning. So make sure you stay in touch, AD.
AD's one of these kids that you watch him and you witness him mature with each and every week. He's a buy-in guy from day one. Not a real vocal guy, but a guy that once you get him talking, he's got some good things to talk about. He's a young man that constantly reminds us what it means to be around awesome kids. He's just a great kid. AD, I really appreciate your efforts, buddy. And like Coach Frank said, you are just getting started. Can't wait to see where you go.
Upon graduation, Andrew is undecided on his college choice, but will major in engineering and get a good job. I'm sure you will. Come back and share your money with us.
I would like to start out by thanking both my family and friends for making it possible for me to have such an opportunity to be able to live out my wildest dreams. I am beyond grateful to say I've been given the outlet to display who I truly am through the sport and my first love, football. Many people have contributed to my success and have been there to support me through my failures. One of those people being Coach Palco. He has taught me through the game of football is not only a sport, but a way to show young men like myself and all the other growing athletes the foundation of building character and overall being a great man. I've learned through my football career the discipline required both on and off the field has led me to see treating everyone with the utmost respect is the only way a true athlete should conduct themselves. I would like to say a very special and forever thank you to my father for having patience only a father can have. He alone was able to teach me how to hone in on my craft and build on what I flourish in the most and how to run with it until the legs fall off. He'd even stop the world from spinning if I asked. His blood, sweat, and tears into raising me into the man I am today is why I will continue down the path of success. Right beside me has also been the most nurturing, hard-working woman on the planet by far. Though not a coach on the field, she has always been my #1 supporter on the sideline. For her eternal love and support, I will always be forever grateful. To all the coaching staff that have directly impacted my football career and personal life with life lessons and countless laughs, and the amazing coaching itself. I would like to thank them all and always keep them and their wise words with me. They've given many unforgettable memories I will carry out throughout my life and will pass to other athletes. Lastly, to all my teammates, it's been the best experience I've had, and you will always hold a special place in my heart. Thank you.
Number 22, Vasan Penix, running back, D-back, 2-year letter winner. Was selected honorable mention all conference as a running back his junior year. Words that come to mind: competitive, honest, soft-spoken.
Yeah, I feel terrible for V. We were getting ready to have an inter-squad scrimmage, and V came up with an injury, and he was penciled in to play a lot of football. Defensively and even offensively. So it never got right. So he never could really step back on the field. But the good part about V is he came a long way between his junior and senior year defensively, and he was right there in the mix until this unfortunate thing happened.
Vasan was one of our most athletic and smooth runners as a junior, and we certainly looked forward to him having a big season. He stuck with us. Vasan was a positive presence and a gentleman on and off the field.
Vasan plans to attend college and major in criminology and possibly becoming a detective. Come back and share your success with us, V.
First off, I just want to thank all of my coaches, especially Coach Palco, Coach Reiser, Coach Nee, Coach Shaluga, and Coach Frank. Without them, I wouldn't even be close to where I am, both physically and mentally. I also need to thank my parents for everything they've done to help me, like getting me up at 5 a.m. to make me breakfast, then drive me to school and get me a lift. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without them. To the seniors, there isn't enough I can say thank you all. Them and all my teammates always gave me reason to keep competing until the whistle blew, and were people I knew I could count on to have my back. This program didn't feel like a regular team, it felt like a brotherhood, and I'm so grateful that was just a small piece of it. Playing football was one of the greatest choices I ever made in my life, and I'll forever hold on to the memories I made and the lessons I learned. If I didn't have this program and the amazing people part of it, I wouldn't be the person I am today. This year really taught me to treat every day like it could have been my last day, and to put in as much effort as I could for every single rep. To the underclassmen, just know that when it's over, that's it. There's no second chances. You will never be part of such a great program with people who care about you like this. The clock is ticking, so just make everything you can of it. Take nothing for granted and leave it all out in the field.
Number 29, Furio Fidel, wide receiver and defensive back, one-year letter winner, was selected captain his senior year. Words that come to mind: devoted, dedicated, concerned.
Furio embodies many of the core principles of Mount Lebanon football. He's a team captain, a team-first guy, always a positive presence, first guy to step up in drills.
Yeah, I can't say anything else other than what Coach Luga just said, but the one thing that I'll always remember about Furio is we're getting ready to play the first game, and we're playing Canamac, and we call for the coin toss. And by the way, Furio probably was the number one coin toss guy because we had to kick every time. Thanks, Furio. But anyway, he's standing out there, and he's with the other captain from Canamac, and the guy's like 6'5", 300, and Furio is towering over him. So it was a pretty neat picture I have of him.
Upon graduation, Furio plans to attend Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics and become an aircraft mechanic. Come back and see us, Furio.
While this may not have been the ideal senior season because of COVID, and it may not have ended the way I thought, it is still sad to say goodbye to Lebo football. After almost a decade of wearing the blue and gold, it is so strange to think that I will never be able to wear a helmet bearing those iconic golden horns or a Mount Lebanon jersey ever again. Moments from this season like beating Central and Casey's game winner will be some of my fondest memories. I couldn't imagine my life without all the years of playing the game I have come to love with the people that have come to be some of my closest friends. I want to thank all of my coaches and my teammates for everything they have done for me. To my fellow seniors, whether we have played together since elementary school or you just started playing in high school, I'm glad to have called you my brothers. And to my brother and my teammates who will be returning to the field next season, make the most of your time with each other. Those will be the memories that you will carry with you forever. To my coaches, thank you for everything. Your passion for the game was clear, and I am truly grateful. No matter what the future holds for me, I'll look back on what this sport has made me and smile. And while this may have been my last year officially on the team, you better believe I'll be at Heinz Field celebrating your victory next season. Thank you.
Number 31, A.J. Lombardo, tight end, defensive end, one-year letter winner. Words that come to mind: responsible, intelligent, rational.
A.J. Lombardo is the kind of guy that you need on your football team to make a program. He's the kind of guy that gives everything he's got every day. He does what he's asked to do each and every time, and he always works to make himself better. And the great thing about A.J. is it wasn't about making himself better, it was about making the team better, whether it was in the weight room, whether it was a running program, or whether it was on the football field. A.J. always gave everything he had, and I feel lucky to have got to coach him.
I had the pleasure of coaching A.J. this year, and actually in the last couple of years. He's one of the nicest kids on the team. Not only that, he's also one of the most intelligent kids on the team as well. He's always asking questions, always looking to get better, always seeing what he can do, and always kind of tugging on his shirt, trying to get his reps in during practice to make the team better, as well as achieve his personal goals. I enjoyed working with A.J. He's a tremendous kid. I wish him all the best in the future.
After he graduates, A.J. plans to attend Penn State, Purdue, IU, or VTech, major in business, and he's eager to see what the future holds. I'm sure it's bright, A.J. Come back to share your success.
I first want to start off by thanking some people who have supported me and shaped who I am today. Mom, thank you for always being there whenever I needed anything, whether it was taking me to a lift at 6 in the morning or getting me a snack and water bottle ready so I could get to practice on time. I also want to thank my dad. Without him, I would have never found my passion for football. He always wanted me to be the best I could be at everything I did. When I was younger, I never understood why we would catch outside in the backyard until I got 20 in a row. But today I realize that putting that extra work creates a work ethic that will help me be successful later in life. To my coaches, I want to thank you guys for creating not just a football atmosphere, but a family. I've learned so much more than football in the 2 years you guys have been here. I've learned what it means to overcome adversity and to battle through the challenges that came with this past season. During these tough times, football was the only thing that seemed normal in my life. Throughout the season, we went by the word brotherhood. In the summer and leading into the season, it was difficult to establish that connection within our teammates. But as we progressed, that all started to change. We started to lock arms and play for the man to the left and right of us. I know now that the bond we built will never be broken because we all learned how to overcome obstacles, not just by ourselves, but together. So I want to thank my brothers, my teammates, for always being there and battling with me whenever we need each other most. This program is going in the right direction, and I can't wait to see what you underclassmen can do next year. All I have to say is trust the process and go win it all. Go Lebo.
Number 32, Billy Green, fullback, defensive line, one-year letter winner. Words that come to mind: compassionate, humble, soft-spoken.
I really enjoy working with Billy the last several years. I've known him for a long time on the baseball diamond and around town and palling around with his teammates. He had guys come over to work out when working out was not easy to do this year. And I know he and all of his teammates did everything they could to be successful and add value to the team. He was one of the best kids that you could ask for as far as being a team player. And I know that he and his family should be proud of all of his efforts.
So meeting Billy 3 years ago, I mean, he's been a selfless guy, and it's kind of a continued theme with his senior class. A guy that was willing to change positions, not just for himself personally, but wanted to put the team first and do everything he could to help the team. At every workout, summer, spring, fall, winter, even in the dog days of summer, totally dialed in. Always was positive, never showed any pain or frustration when things were going bad in a game for the team. I wish you the best of luck, Billy.
After graduation, Billy plans to attend Duquesne University and major in marketing. Come back and say hello, Billy.
Playing football was one of the best experiences of my life. It's where I met the guys who are now my closest friends and where I made some of the best memories from my 4 years of high school. One of my favorite things Coach Palco would say is football is a vehicle for life, because there's so many things that are important to the game of football that are also important in life. And I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned is how to handle adversity. And I think this year really tested us with COVID and all that stuff. Getting shut down, and well, we weathered the storm and overcame it, and that's something that I'm proud of because we didn't know what was coming next. We didn't know if we were going to have a season or not, but as a team we decided that we would fight to the end, and that's what we did. So in doing so, we set the foundation for our brotherhood, and I trust this group of guys, not just the seniors, but everyone, to carry on the torch and finish what we started. I would like to thank all the coaches for teaching me everything that they did and for helping to steer us in the right direction. I want to thank my family for all their support throughout the years, and my dad specifically, because he was one of the first to spark my interest in football, and I would not be here if it wasn't for him. Lastly, I want to thank all my teammates for such a great experience, and I look forward to coming back to watch you guys win it all next year.
Number 36, Sean King, fullback linebacker, one-year letter winner. Words that come to mind: accountable, reliable, dependable.
Sean comes from a proud Mount Lebanon football family, and he represented the King name well. He was tough, positive, and had an appreciation for the finer details of football. One story that comes to mind, I was watching a play in practice, and Sean was next to me, and I noticed a player perform an improper technique, which Sean knew I had emphasized. And before I could even say anything, Sean just said casually, "Coach, I know that pains you." And that was the little details like that. Sean's appreciation and love for the game is one of the things I'll always remember.
Sean did whatever he could every day to make the team better. He's a scout team warrior, always providing a good look for the fellas. Tough individual. Saw him roll his ankle in a major way at a practice and thinking that he's going to be out for 2 weeks, and the next day at practice he's right back in there on the scout team, full speed ahead. A great weight room guy, a leader in the weight room, always working hard, basically always willing to do whatever he can to help the team get better.
After graduation, Sean plans to attend Westminster and major in history. Come on back and see us and share your success.
Firstly, I would like to thank my family. Their support through my seasons, no matter the outcome, was unmatched. Thank you for always being by my side. Secondly, I would like to thank my coaches. Their attention and care for me helped in days where I really needed it. And I can really say I felt cared for each and every day. Next, I would like to thank my teammates. The bond I created with them is most definitely an experience I will never forget. For my seniors, I am grateful for the energy we sparked and the relationships we made. And for underclassmen, I am excited to see them grow together and continue to grow as a team. And I cannot wait to stick around the program and watch as all of you guys link arms for oncoming seasons. And finally, I would like to thank the trainers, my friends, and any other person who has supported me and helped me throughout the years. Football has given me memories to last a lifetime and a bond with both my teammates and coaches alike that I cannot get anywhere else. I am extremely grateful to have been in the position that I am, played as much as I have, and experienced what I have experienced. Thank you to everybody who has supported me along the way.
Number 37, Casey Sorsdal, kicker and punter. He's a 3-year letter winner. He was selected second team all-conference his sophomore year, his junior year, and his senior year, 3 times. Words that come to mind: loyal, persistent, compassionate.
On the special team side, Casey did it all for us. Coming into the season, the plan was to have Casey kick off and do field goals, but he really showed talent as a punter, and that ball just kind of jumps off of his foot as a punter. He's really a special talent there, but he was really good on kickoffs. He was really good on his field goals and PATs. And one thing I take from Casey was he was always his own worst critic. Before like anybody else could say something, he already knew what he did wrong, and he was working to fix it in his mind already.
You know, as far as Casey's concerned, he was always a consummate professional. He was probably one of the more coachable kids on the team, which says a lot about specialists. That typically isn't something you see from specialists. Casey was take information. He wanted to get better. He always did everything he can, day in and day out, to be the best at his craft and to pay attention to detail to do the best for his team.
After graduation, Casey plans to attend Texas A&M, major in computer science, and work in that field. Hopefully you'll be doing it in Pennsylvania.
First off, I would like to thank my parents for supporting me every day and always coming to my games to cheer me on. I'd like to thank my older brother Tyler for the inspiration to be a punter, and my younger brother Jack for coming to work out with me. I'd like to thank my grandparents for always watching the games and supporting me. I'd like to thank my coaches for dedicating their time every day to make me and the team better. I'd like to thank Coach Palco and Coach Reiser for being welcoming and inclusive in the weight room, because without that, I do not think I would have ever played high school football. I would also like to thank Mr. B, CJ, and all the other people in this community that have made everything possible for me and my teammates. Finally, I'd like to thank my teammates, especially the other specialists, for all the good times in making my time on the football team the best it could be.
Number 39, Nick Estabrook, punter and kicker, 2-year letter winner. Was selected honorable mention all conference his junior year as a punter. Words that come to mind: honest, conscientious, mature.
Nick was a really, really good athlete. I was really happy to meet him and get to work with him this year. He played 2 sports, never missed a beat, and his unreal potential as a kicker. As the season went on, I realized just how strong his leg was, and he really had the strongest leg out of anybody we had on the team. It was a great opportunity to meet Nick and to work with him.
I remember meeting Nick when the first time that I got here to Lebo, and it was our first true after-school workout. He was a guy that was there, that was around, and he was putting in work, but you could just tell that from the instant that I got to know him, that he was intrigued and he was interested in learning more and making himself better in all kind of ways. And I think he is one of these foundational guys for me at Lebo that helped me understand, where he was coming from and maybe where some of these other student athletes are coming from and their yearn and their interests. So, Nick, I appreciate that time that we spent from the get-go, and your openness and honesty and just being inquisitive on the things that we were doing. And I'm excited to see where you go.
After graduation, Nick plans to attend a 4-year university, major in biology, and he does plan on coaching his kids. Hopefully you'll do it in Mount Lebanon.
To start off, I would like to thank my parents for the endless, brutal hours that they have endured over my football career. Thank you for taking a step back and letting me develop my own passion for the game. You truly don't know how much that means to me, don't know where I would be without you two. Thank you so much, and I love you, Mom and Dad. During the summer, when we had literally nowhere to go and train, I'd like to thank Mrs. Teska. Thank you for letting us come over every single day and abuse your rack. It means a lot. To Alex, Joey, AD, and Omac for keeping me accountable every single lift that we had over quarantine, letting me hear it whenever I missed a lift. To all the underclassmen this year for lifting us seniors up when we were in doubt about our season. You guys were a boost each and every single day. All of the success this year wouldn't have been possible without Harrison Piddle, DV Sport, the District Food Services, Mr. B, CJ, our trainers, Joe, Sarah, Dan, the Pitt students, and all the sponsors and donors. Without all the sacrifices that these people made, our successes wouldn't have been possible this year. I will always remember this summer specifically, for all the workouts we were allowed to do with the team, and all of the workouts we did ourselves. It wouldn't have been possible without Coach Reiser. Coach Reiser's genuine passion to make not just athletes, but complete human beings is something that I'll never forget. The sweat and tears he put into everything he did is truly an inspiration for every single one of us. The amount of game plan, huddle analysis, and sacrifices that every single one of the coaches made for us is unbelievable. Thank you to Coach Nee, Spieler, Hathi, Saluga, Smiley, and Frank for the incredible amount of patience you each had for me. I know that was pretty tough dealing with me. To Coach Barry, I'll never forget the day you came into the weight room and asked me to be an ILB. You took me under your wing and taught me the entire ILB group lessons bigger than ourselves, and lessons bigger than this sport. I've never met a coach truly invested in all our personal lives like you. You taught us if we had a network of people that you truly loved, you will work hard for them regardless. I can't thank you enough for all you've taught me. And to Coach Paco, thank you for giving all of us the tough love that we needed. You showed us an example of working your butt off and succeeding, and you showed us that every single day. Thank you, Coach. I want to end this with a message to the underclassmen. Remember the win against Seneca Valley. Remember the tremendous feeling after that game. Without all of the work that all of the coaches put into that, and all the hard work that we put in the practice that week, that win is nowhere near possible. When you put everything into this program, you'll get results like this. As soon as you buy in, there's nobody that you guys can't beat.
Number 42, Ryan Martin, 2-year letter winner. Words that come to mind: authentic, trustworthy, reliable.
Much love to Rhino. He had a solid junior season at the outside backer spot, and we asked him in this offseason if he'd be willing to make the move to inside, and he did it without even blinking an eye. He got more and more comfortable as the season progressed along. He's fast, he's quick, he's explosive, and it really started to show more and more as the season went along. Became a student of the game, and by the very end, he's out there making all the calls, getting the fellas set, getting them ready to roll. Pretty cool stuff to see.
Ryan, again, another team guy. You could always count on Ryan when things were getting tough, whether it was in the off-season or season, to be that guy, to be kind of that shining light of positivity, to pick everybody up, coaches included. Never afraid to give his all. Anytime he was in any rep, you knew you were going to get his best effort. A guy that was never afraid of contact, and Ryan, you solidified that for me in my mind in your sophomore year against Seneca Valley. I'm pretty sure that kid that you hit on the sideline hasn't forgotten either. The traits you exhibited, not just in this season, won't make you just a successful football player, but just a successful person in life. And I can't wait to see what you accomplish, Ryan.
After graduation, Ryan plans to attend Miami University of Ohio, major in business, and look forward to being a successful business person. Come back and share that success with us, buddy.
I would first like to thank my parents, who were through all the blood, sweat, and tears with me. I wouldn't be the person I am today without them. They would be the ones to drive me at 5:30 in the morning and make sure I was eating enough and make sure all my clothes were clean before practice. Next, I would like to thank all of my coaches, especially Coach Palco, Coach Reiser, Coach Haffey, and Coach Spieler. They have taught me to be a leader, a teammate, and to respect everyone I meet. And to all my teammates, each and every one of you are my brothers. I would never want to trade any of you. Some advice I have for you is to bring value in everything you do, from the Google Meets to team lifts. Also, don't take advantage of anything, because one day you will be writing your senior speech thinking of all the memories you made with all your brothers. Our football program is one of the best programs if everyone trusts each other and locks arms and won't leave anyone behind. A team is an unstoppable force if you trust your coaches and believe in one another. Think of what the program has already done for you and what it can do for you in the future. I am so grateful for it. Football is a crazy sport that can turn your life around, but it all starts in the off season. Don't regret what you could have done more. Do it now. I would also like to thank Harrison Piddle for his great camera work and for what he has done for the team.
Number 51, Colin Plesko, offensive line, defensive line, 2-year letter winner. Colin was selected a captain his senior year. He also was honorable mention all-conference as a center. He was nominated for Honor the Game Award. Words that come to mind: supportive, committed, devoted.
Colin made our job, my job, all the coaches' jobs, and everybody that he touched he made their jobs a lot easier. From the center position, offensively, from a football standpoint, everything goes as the center goes, and I knew from the summer that we were going to be in good hands with Colin. He's a guy that we have big shoes to fill, because he did everything he could on and off the field to make sure that he was doing his best for his teammates. And on the sideline, he was engaged. He was a guy never too high, never too low, and he was always doing his best to make sure that he got better on every play and every day.
Yeah, Colin really did make you look good as a coach, because he always made the right call. He always made the right play. His effort was always fantastic. Physically, he just got the job done however he had to. And as a leader on the team, was vocal when he needed to, just sort of ground down when he had to, and did a fantastic job. We'll miss him a lot.
Colin has been accepted to numerous schools, but is undecided about where to go or what to major in. But when he does, after graduation, he plans to move back to Lebo. When you do, you can come back and share your successes with us.
What you get out of life isn't proportional to what you put in, like most people at Mount Lebanon seem to think. Things aren't always equal, and nothing's ever fair, which is why you have to put everything you have into everything you do, no matter if it's for your team, family, friends, or yourself. I knew right when Coach Palco started that wouldn't be easy to adjust to this philosophy, but I'm glad I did. Without this program, I'd still only be thinking about myself, not about my team. The idea is bigger than football, and I'll carry it with me through the rest of my life. I'd like to thank the Booster Program for their involvement with the program and all the hard work they do to ensure we have the best experience possible. I'd like to thank the coaching staff, in particular my coaches on the O-line and D-line, Coach Hathey for his constant determination and confidence in the kids, Coach Barry for his unrelenting positivity and love for the game, and Coach Smiley for his constant encouragement and belief in my abilities. I'd like to thank Coach Reiser for his tough love and honesty and his commitment to the kids and success of the program. I want to thank my man behind the camera, Harrison Piddle, for his incredible work and unwavering commitment to our program. I'd also like to thank the seniors for being able to deal with the adversity of this season so maturely, and I'd like to give a special thanks to Ryan Martin, Owen McGeary, Cortland Peer, and Nick Javaden for always having my back and being there to pick me up when I couldn't do it for myself. I love you boys, and I thank you for helping me no matter how much of a pain in the ass I've been. I'd like to thank my brother Ryan, who's been the most compassionate and supportive little brother I could ever ask for. Even though my last game didn't necessarily go the way we wanted, I was glad I got to link arms with you once and hit the field before I graduated. Wouldn't have rather done it with anybody else. I'd also like to thank my baby brother Will. Even if we don't get along all the time, it's because you're just like me. You're wicked smart, emotional, and you worry about way too much. All these reasons are how I know you'll love high school and succeed in whatever you do. Finally, I'd like to thank my parents. Mom, no matter what I say when I'm frustrated, angry, worried, or upset, I'll always love you and appreciate everything you do for me, even when I'm being an ass. Thank you for putting up with my BS for 18 years and still being able to say you love me. And Dad, I look up to you the most in life. Most people don't get to say they've met their heroes, but I'm fortunate enough to live with mine. I didn't do anything to make you feel proud of me, because I know no matter what I do, you'll always be proud of me. Thank you for being the perfect role model and the best dad I could ever ask for. And if I could say one thing to the next class of seniors, it'd be this. Year 1 with Coach Palco brought a change to our culture, and year 2 we became a family. For the love of God, make year 3 the year we become champions. If not for yourself,
Do it for the guy putting his hand down next to you, the guy you're handing the ball off to, and the guy that gives it his all every day on the scout team, knowing he will never see the field.
Number 52, Tyler Long, offensive line, defensive line, one-year letter winner. Words that come to mind: loyal, trustworthy, humble.
That's an excellent word to describe him. We went to Ty back in the spring and asked him if he'd like to go down and put his hand in the dirt and play a little defensive line. And you know what? Without hesitation, he said absolutely. And he showed up every day, and he did such a good job. We were able to get him in on specific packages. So he found his niche, and what a great job he did. All we had to do was ask, and he did it.
Ty's one of my favorite dudes on the football team because he's such a hard worker. As a defensive lineman, he was a technician, took all the techniques and put them into play. He gave everything he had every day in practice, and he truly was a team-first program guy, and so happy to have been able to coach you.
After graduation, Ty plans to attend Virginia Tech or Michigan, major in mechanical engineering, plus become an officer in the Air Force. Come back and share your success with us, Ty.
First and foremost, I would like to thank God, because nothing I do would be possible without Him. Secondly, I would like to thank my parents for supporting me through my football career and through my whole life. I really appreciate them driving me to morning lifts and coming to all of my games. I would also like to thank my teammates for working so incredibly hard this season and creating some great memories that I will remember forever. Thank you to Mr. B for being the rock of the team, and thank you to CJ for being a great manager. Also, thank you to Sam Schrader for helping us out in the weight room. Thank you to Harrison Piddle and Mrs. Klein for capturing our team's journey over photo and video. Thank you especially to Coach Palco and Coach Reiser, who have helped me with way more than football over the past 2 years. It's hard to believe, but I was actually very nervous when I first heard Coach Palco was coming to Lebo. I did not know how he would act, and frankly, I did not know if he would let me play on the team. Looking back now, I realize how ridiculous that is because Coach Palco and Coach Reiser have greatly helped the entire high school in all of Mount Lebanon. If you did not know any better, you would think they've been here their whole life. I can't thank them enough. Thank you to all of my coaches who have helped me learn and appreciate the game of football, spend hours and hours watching film and game planning. I am so happy I've gotten the chance to meet and be on a team with everybody here. Special thank you to all of my friends who have helped me with football fundamentals every step of the way. I would be nowhere without you guys. To the underclassmen, work hard every single day in practice. And even if your work doesn't show up on the stat sheet, realize you are invaluable to the team. Make sure to watch film and study your playbook. I know how hard it can be to play sports and be a student at Lebo. Personally, I think it might be the hardest in the state, but all your hard work will pay off. Finally, thank you to Lebo football. I'll always be a Blue Devil, and I'll continue to help the program for years to come. Go Lebo.
Number 58, Alex Tambaratzis, offensive line, defensive line, one-year letter winner. Words that come to mind: unselfish, mature, a great friend.
Tambo's a kid that I wish could come back for another year. He's worked so hard to try to make himself into a football player, not just physically but mentally. He was always asking questions. He would watch film, look at things that other players were doing from the opponent, and call me, text me, and try to get me, ahead of the game on it. So I really appreciate everything Alex did for us this year, and definitely going to miss him.
Tambo's really the model for me of a kid who bought into the program every step of the way, as far as workouts, scheme, everything. Had every question possible to try to not only get him further ahead, but also to get his teammates further ahead. He's an asset to the group. It's shocking. He only played football for a couple of years and really came along. Really did a great job for us. He should be proud of himself.
After graduation, Tambo plans to attend Carnegie Mellon and major in business administration, pursue finance, and go to Wall Street in investment banking or private equity. Come back and invest my money, my man.
So, it is still sinking in that it's finally over. 2020 has been a tough year, but one positive for me, though, is that we were able to have a season. As up and down as it was, from Zoom calls back in March to numerous shutdowns in August to our season opener against Cannon Mac, And then to be able to be where we were in the final week was just surreal. It may not have ended the way we had hoped, but we turned a lot of heads and gained a lot of respect, and I could feel very confident in this program going forward. These last 4 years have taught me so much about life, and I wouldn't trade the friendships and memories that I've made for the world. I have to give a huge thanks to both my parents who supported me the whole way through. Thank you, Mom, for always giving me rides to and from practice, helping me wash my practice clothes, and coming to my games. Thank you, Dad, for helping me practice in the winter, taking me to camps, and introducing the sport to me to begin with. This would not be possible without the help of my coaches. Thank you, Coach Spieler, Coach Nee, and Coach Smiley for installing and developing an excellent special team scheme for us, which was instrumental in so many games. Thanks, Coach Reiser, for developing me into a better athlete, character, and teammate. Mr. B for always picking me up whenever I needed it. Mr. McCulley for taking the time to help all of us become better kickers. And of course, Coach Palco for always pushing me and never giving up on me. Most importantly, I want to thank all my teammates and especially the other kickers for everything. This wouldn't mean anything without you guys. The best advice I can give going forward to you younger guys is to not take anything for granted, especially after this year's circumstances. Don't dwell on the mistakes you've made in the past or even on the previous play. Just learn from them and keep moving forward. And don't take anything for granted. Thank you.
Number 66, Graham Thorson, punter, kicker, 1-year letter winner. Words that come to mind: optimistic, supportive, interesting.
Yeah, Graham, what a delightful young man. I've had the opportunity to get to know him even better in the classroom, and boy, he's an A-plus kid, bar none. Graham would show up to practice every day, always work on his craft, whether it be onside kick, punt the ball, sky kick. It was kind of exciting to see him be excited to come to practice and do that. A little story about Graham is we were able to get him in the game to kick an extra point, and there was an injury. So I walked up to him, and he's standing by the sideline, and I said, Graham, just relax. I could tell he was a little nervous. I said, just kick the ball. And he looked at me, dead in the eye, he goes, Coach, it doesn't matter. I want to be on the field. Well, you know what? For that one snap, all right, he was on the field, and boy, that was exciting.
Graham's one of these guys that he's just fun to be around. Whether it's in the locker room, if it's in the weight room, if it's on our way to practice, if we're leaving practice, he's one of the most consistent personality mindset guys that you can be around. And the cool part about Graham is the more you talk to him, he just gets more and more interesting with the things that he knows, and he's got very, very awesome questions to ask, and things you didn't even think would interest him. He would come up with things and always ask you these things that would intrigue you and make him a real good guy to be around.
Graham plans to attend a 4-year university, major in psychology, and work as a counselor. Come back and share your success with us, bud.
I know I have not been playing football for as long as any of the other seniors, but little did I know when I joined the team junior year is how the program has affected my life so dramatically in a year. Over the course of the year, I've spent more time with the people on the team than with my actual family. So when Coach Reiser and Coach Palco say family is over, football always, I think that the both are intertwined. There's nothing I would not do for any of my teammates, and that is the type of brotherhood that we have created over the time that I've been on the team. When I first joined, I was able to see the program take a massive change, and from junior year to senior year, I've seen a massive shift in people's attitude towards the sport. I've always thought sports are something that are used to fill my time during the fall, but being part of the football team is nothing like that. When you join, you make a commitment to not only to yourself, but to others that you are willing to put in the work for the overall success of the team. For the underclassmen, I encourage you to buy into the system that has clearly taken this program in the right direction towards not settling for the good, but reaching for perfection. There will be no other experience like this throughout my life, and I do not want anyone to regret their time in the program. Finally, I would like to thank my family for their support throughout the season, and all of my coaches who have helped me, not only as a football player, but as a man.
Number 67, Fadi Al-Kafaji, kicker, punter, D-back. one-year letter winner. Words that come to mind: competitive, optimistic, fan favorite.
Foddy's certainly competitive. When I first met him this summer, the first thing he told me is he wanted to go down and cover the kickoffs. Didn't want to be the kicker. He wanted to be one of the guys running down and tackling. So finally, against Hempfield, Foddy gets into the game to cover the kick. It turns out Foddy tackles the guy, drives him out of bounds, comes up, stands over him, and just taunts the kid. The place went wild. It was definitely one of the highlights of the season for me. So thanks for making that season, Mr. Foddy.
Foddy's the kind of kid that you really feel lucky to be engaged with and to have be part of your program. You know, seeing him in the classroom as well as on the field, just does all the right things, says all the right things. You know, you can't catch him without a smile on his face. He's just, you know, that sort of contagious, infectious enthusiasm about everything. He really brings a ton of value to the program.
After graduation, Foddy plans to attend Allegheny College, major in biology, and hopefully become a team doctor for a professional team. Hopefully it's the Steelers.
Starting off, I would like to thank my family who have supported me throughout my football career. I would like to especially thank my parents who were always there for me when I needed it and always pushed me when I did not want to continue. They were the true MVPs of my career, giving me rides when I needed them, washing my clothes when I couldn't, and coming to all my games to support me. I would also like to thank my coaches who would put so much time and effort into making me and every other person on the team perform to their best. I would like to individually thank Coach Reiser and Coach Palco. I want to thank Coach Reiser for keeping us in shape and putting everything he had into making sure our team was prepared. I also want to thank Coach Palco, who is easily the hardest worker on the team. He made sure he was the first person in the school and the last person to leave, putting every minute of his day to improving the team. He is a great role model and would rather see us become great young men than great football players. The last group of people I want to thank, I couldn't have done anything without: my teammates. They were the most important part of my season this year playing Mount Lebanon football. They were all so committed and supportive. Everyone was pushing each other to their limits. Through all the problems since March, meeting on Zoom calls, finding workouts wherever we could, and wondering if we would even have a season this year, they pushed through. After all the adversity we faced, we banded together. Brotherhood. That is the name that we wore on our chests every game as we locked arms walking onto the field. I am proud to be part of this team, and I want to leave my teammates with this message: enjoy every moment. It goes by fast.
Number 71, Ben Strife, offensive line, defensive line, 2-year letter winner. Words that come to mind: composed, resilient, humble.
Ben is a kid that always worked hard on the defensive line for whatever was needed. He was always there, whether it was to get stuff moving, to get everybody fired up. But even as a backup nose, a guy that we could put in the game, Ben was always there for us and was really an asset to the football team.
Ben was a guy that we could lean on no matter what position. Did a really nice job of keeping guys going during practice. No matter what, he's a guy that you could go to. You know his technique would be good. You know his effort would be good. Just a really good, quiet kid that led by example.
After graduation, Ben plans to attend Miami University of Ohio, major in finance, and start his own business. Come back and share your success with us, buddy.
First and foremost, I would like to thank Coach Palco, Coach Reiser, Coach Hathey, and the rest of the coaches for their constant dedication and support throughout this season. Never before have I had coaches who really cared about me as more than a player, and being able to learn from you all has been a great honor. And to my fellow seniors, I want to thank you all. I know I could always count on you guys to push me to work harder and pick me up when I was down. Your accountability was unmatched, both as friends and teammates, and I want to thank you for that. All of you guys, not just the seniors, made me want to be better, both as players and a teammate. Being a part of the brotherhood is something that I'll always treasure thanks to you, and being able to practice and play with all you, especially you linemen, has been a privilege. Now, one thing for you underclassmen to think about: make the most of every opportunity and be the best teammate you can be, even if it makes you uncomfortable. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank my parents for always supporting me through my ups and downs of not only football, but school and life in general. I know I wouldn't be where I am today without them. I'm forever grateful for what Coach Palk and the rest of you have done for me, and I can't wait to see what's next for the program.
Number 72, Nick Javaden, offensive line, defensive line, one-year letter winner. Words that come to mind: reliable, dependable, steady.
Nick is a lot of fun to be around. If I were to describe him with a few quick phrases, the things that come to mind: very hard worker, a guy that is always trying to get better, very intelligent. I know on the O-line he could tell you an assignment for all 5 of the guys up front. Always smiling, always friendly, and what's one of the coolest things is he's always a good example for his little bros. So no pressure, fellas.
Nick is your penultimate team player. He really cares about every teammate that he has. I mean, we could ask him to do absolutely anything, and we did on the offensive line. Pretty much ask him to play every position, know every position, and not only he didn't just do it for the other guys that are going to get playing time on Friday night. He made an effort to take the younger guys under his wing and really lead them and show them the way that you practice and the way that you play as a varsity player.
After graduation, Nick plans to attend Duquesne University and major in education. Hopefully we'll get you a job at Mount Lebanon.
First, I want to thank my parents for giving me the opportunity to play and supporting me, especially this year with everything going on. I also want to thank the boosters for providing us with all the gear that we wore on and off the field. I want to give a huge thanks to all the coaches and staff for giving the team their time and effort to make us better players and role models in our community. Even though I've only been on the team for 1 season, I can say that all the workouts, drills, games, and bus rides will be some of my favorite memories. This year has taught me a lot about hard work and dedication, which is something I hope to carry on with me. This year was also tough with all the lifts, field workouts, and practices. But having such great supporting coaches and teammates made it a lot easier and fun. To the underclassmen, I would say cherish the rest of the time you have at this school and playing football here. I would also say trust the coaches and staff because they only want to see you and the team succeed. Again, I want to thank everyone who put in their time and effort into letting us have a season and who helped us throughout the season.
Number 82, Logan Piscina, tight end, outside linebacker, 1-year letter winner. Words that come to mind: courageous, positive, humble.
Although this year was the first year for Logan in organized football, he made tremendous strides throughout the season. The last thing we said coming off the field is, I wish he started to play football earlier. And he said, no doubt about it, I wish I did too. Pleasant man to work with, always gave his best effort, and I enjoyed having him on the team and wish him all the best in all of his future endeavors.
I saw a tremendous amount of growth in Logan throughout the year. Early on, he was a little tentative, kind of back in the back, but you saw that courage that Coach Palco started to mention as he got more confident in his abilities, more confident in his athletic abilities, and more confident in himself as he went on. Towards the end of the season, no matter what we asked him to do, whether he was playing a skilled tight end, a blocking tight end, he really didn't care. He was going to jump in there and do whatever he could for the betterment of the team, and we appreciate Logan.
Logan plans to attend Penn State University and major in business and pursue marketing. Come back and share your success with us, Logan.